Shalom. I'd like to give all praises and glory to Yahweh. Back out here another week. Okay, to prophesy the up-and-coming, or about the up-and-coming calamities of this world to come. Okay, and out here for you so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and Native American Indians. Okay, and you are the Israelites. Okay, those people over there in the land of Israel today, they're not the real Israelites. You so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, Native American Indians are the Israelites that the Bible speaks about, regardless of what the world says or perceives. Okay, and right now what we're going to go into is a thing that's going to bring the downfall of the system, and that thing is World War III. Okay, because as we have it today, Donald Trump, he's now in the soils of England. Okay, and you know, you had a lot of protesting going on because Trump's down here. And you know, the reason why, you know, a lot of you Edomites out there don't like Trump, because see, Trump exposes how you so-called Europeans think. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to keep the way you think about colored people covert. You want to keep it cryptic. But what he does, he exposes you guys. All right, but I don't want to deal with that. What I want to do is that what Trump is doing is Trump is telling the EU, or should I say NATO, to increase in terms of them building on this wall concerning the weapons. Donald Trump is telling the the European nations to increase in their spending, right? When it comes to building arsenal, all right? That's what the whole thing is about. That's what the whole meeting was about when Trump came down to the EU, and he was pretty much talking amongst the European, you know, amongst the prime ministers and those different government officials. He was really telling them, look, you got to pick up the pace, because guess what? We're at war. So instead of America spending more money to try to protect you lots have to spend money on your weapon. Go on, brother.
It's the prophet Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war.
Right.
Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near.
Right, all the men of war draw near. Read that verse again one more time.
Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war.
Prepare war, go on.
Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near.
Right, prepare the men of war. So what Donald Trump is doing is he's preparing his allies. He's preparing, England, he's preparing France. Okay, he's preparing all of those different EU countries that have the nuclear capability to correspond with the mountain. Because guess what? What Russia's also doing is Russia's also giving, or should I say, Germany is being dependent upon Russia for gas. All right. So Donald Trump was saying, look, that's a problem. We have to try and find a way to where you guys are gonna have to spend more money on yourselves to protect yourselves, because we can't be spending billions and billions of dollars just so we can provide you with security. You gotta bring about your own security now. Okay, you gotta up your game. All right, because like I said, man, like we've been saying for years. Okay, you people out here, you so-called Europeans out here, whether you want to accept it, believe it or not, you're all at war, man. No matter how much games is being played on TV, no matter how much holidays that's going about throughout the year, and you want to forget about your reality, you guys are in war, man. Okay, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't stop this war, because this war is all biblically being prescriptive. And it's gonna happen. Go on.
Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near.
Right, let all the men of war draw near. Because all of the men that has this nuclear capability and the military all prepared. All right. In terms of the EU, the European countries, that is, they're gonna have to pick up the pace. And the Lord is putting the spirit on them to pick up the pace and to be furthermore prepared. It's like I've been saying for a very long time now, and I'm going to keep saying it. This society does not have another century on it. You know, England and America is not going to continue as it is for another 100 years. Or I'll even go as far as saying another 20 years. I'll even go as far as saying that within 20 years, this society is going down. Okay? I'm sorry to break bad news to you guys, but that's just the reality, man. And that's why all of you people out here know deep down in your subconscious mind that something's about to happen. And we telling you what's about to happen. Go on, brother.
Let all the men of war draw near.
Right, let all the men of war draw near. All of the men that's prepared for this war are going to draw near to what? Go on.
Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords.
Right, beat your plowshares into swords, man. Go on.
And your pruning hooks into spears.
Right, because you got certain countries that were only based on agriculture. Now these same countries, they now have the nuclear capability. They now have the nuclear weapons to spar against their enemies. Or should I use one and better? Fight against one of their enemies. That's the new thing in town now. So instead of Russia being poor and China being poor, they're doing largely more economically better than the West. And that's all due to prophecy. That's just so they can build more in their nuclear arsenal and they can compete with America. And this war can get going. Okay? That's the whole thing, people. So like I said, this society ain't got, I'll go as far as saying another 20 years, man. It ain't got that long. Within these years that we're involved in, within these years, all you're gonna start seeing in the midst of those years is war happening. Whether it's civil war amongst the people, whether you're gonna have a societal chaos collapse. So in the midst of these times that we're living in, we're gonna reach and also experience these scenarios. Okay, go on.
Let the weak say I am strong.
Right, let the weak say that I'm strong. All of those weaker economic nations, they're not gonna build up. They're gonna build themselves up from the ground on up. And then what's gonna happen is they're gonna be able to fight with their main enemy. Because back in the day they couldn't keep up with their enemy economically. So if they couldn't keep up with their enemy economically, how much more war-wise? Okay? So now the Lord is raising these weaker countries up economically so that these countries can then fight America at the end of the day. And also Great Britain. And within the EU, what you have happening within the EU is the EU's breaking apart. That's why you have things such as Brexit. Okay, and then in the midst of all of this war, whether it's the beginning of the war, all right, or in the middle of the war, what you're gonna have is you're gonna have the American allies are gonna rise up against America. Now that's something that you people can't understand and perceive right now, but we can perceive that because we're the prophets of the Lord. And the Most High has given us the inner ability to understand that. You don't understand that. Okay, go on.
Assemble yourselves and come.
Right, it means to arrange yourself. The word assemble means to arrange. So what the Lord is doing is the Lord is setting all of these military powers in order so that they can get prepared and ready for that time and that hour. Go on.
All ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about.
Right, gather yourselves together round about. Go on.
Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down,
right.
O Lord.
That's it. Go on.
Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Right, which is in the Middle East. And that's why if you notice, when you read the book of Revelation 16, what you'll find out is you have those angels within that region. Okay, what is it? The Euphrates River. So those war angels, they're going to be responsible for what happens in that region. Is that nuclear, should I say, it's not going to be nuclear first, but it's going to be a conventional war first, and then it's going to proliferate into a nuclear war. But that war is going to start based on it's all going to start in the Middle East. That's where that war is going to start, and that's why you have the Syrian situation that's building up. Okay, you're hearing about negative things about Iran, how Iran is increasing its nuclear program. I believe it's the the polonium program or something like that. I forgot what it was. If you brothers can, refresh my memory on that.
I just want to add to that, Salaki.
Okay.
So, the Most High is drawing them to the valley of Jehoshaphat. The word Jehoshaphat in the Hebrew, what does it mean? Yahweh's judgment. So he's bringing them to the valley of Yahweh's judgment.
Right.
So I'm just going to bring out a precept here for you. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8. Therefore, wait ye upon me, says the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation,
right.
even all my fierce anger.
Yep.
For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Right. So that's what's going to go down, man. What's going to go down is you're going to have this nuclear destruction. Because like I was saying about the Middle East, what you have is about the Iranians, right? About how they're trying to increase their what is it? Something like that. I forgot what it was, man. But anyway, what I'm saying is, or what the scriptures is saying is that pretty much the value of Jehoshaphat, like the brother was, breaking down. The thing with that is that when you break down what is a Jehoshaphat, it means the Most High's judgment. So that's that particular region. That's where all of the nations are going to be judged at. Okay, that particular place and region. Okay, and then you also have the angels in the Euphrates River. So that's how you further know that that's referring to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Go on.
So it says, then the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Right, and that's where the Lord is going to sit to judge the heathen round about, man. The Lord is going to sit to judge the heathen in that particular area. And then that war that the Most High is going to get them involved in is going to proliferate. It's going to build up. Okay, it's going to build up, man. That's what's going to happen. It's going to build up. And then all of these regular civilians out here, they're protesting about how they're going to stop or trying to find a way or leeway or a different avenue to try and stop this war from happening. It's not, you ain't going to stop no war from happening. No matter how much you get into the protesting business or whatever, it's not going to stop, because this war that's getting ready to happen is all based on Bible prophecy, the will of the Father. And no man on earth can stop the will of the Father, man. Okay? Yeah, all right, Paul.
Revelations chapter 18, let's start at verse 1.
Yeah.
And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory.
Okay.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils.
Right, it's become the habitation of devils. Because what that's going into, the habitation of devils is talking about all of those different creatures. Okay, read that verse again one more time.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit.
Right, and the hold of every foul spirit. Go on.
And a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Right, so that's talking about all of those different beasts that's going to inhabit the land of America. Because you're going to have a new life there. Instead of having mankind dwelling there, you're going to have all kinds of beasts and animals dwelling there. So we're reading about the future of America. It's just going to be a desert. Now, like I said, you don't have to believe what we're saying, because we're the men of the Lord, we're the prophets, and we know what we're talking about. And all of you people out here, you're just a bunch of peons out here. You don't have higher standing of understanding. You don't have higher grade of understanding to understand what we're saying anyway. But we only out here for the believers and the elect of the nation of Israel. That's what we out here for. Okay, so if you don't believe what we're saying, then that's just tough titty. Okay, go on.
So they say, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full.
Go on.
The vats overflow, for their wickedness is great.
Right, for their wickedness is great. Okay, meaning there's going to be that particular point in time for judgment to occur. This judgment is going to happen. And once wickedness is reaching up to the highest, to its limit of, let me reiterate what I'm saying. Once wickedness reaches to its highest limit, that's when the Lord is going to shut this shit down. So it's going to be the right time and season for this society to be plucked off the face of the planet. Go on.
Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision.
Right. Go on.
The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining.
Right, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Okay? So what's going to happen is it's just going to be a dark environment altogether, because if you have that smoke rising up in the air, it's going to cover, it's actually going to cover the firmament. So everything in the sky is going to be dark. Go on.
Yahweh also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem.
Yep.
And the heavens and the earth shall shake.
Right, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. Because the Lord is going to come with his presence, but in the midst of all of that, you're going to have that nuclear war. And it tells you that the earth is going to shake to and fro like a cottage. Okay, or out of its cottage, because of the impact of the missile. So what that means is that means that the Lord is going to wipe the whole of mankind right now, man. That's what that means. And I mean, and it's reasonable for that to occur, because a lot of you people out here, you're too sick. You're mentally too sick to be on earth anyway. Go on.
Matthew 24, verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light.
Right, and the moon shall not give her light. Meaning the wisdom and the understanding of this place is going to perish. Read that verse again.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light.
Go on.
And the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
Right, the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. So all of the powers or the governments around the world are going to be shaken out of power, because they're going to see the real power. Okay, they're going to see the real power on high, and they're not going to know what to do with themselves, man. So we just bringing about to you what's going to befall the future, and it's not a bright future. Okay, like I said, you can watch the football games all you want. It's not going to change reality. Prophecy, Bible prophecy is dictating your reality. Whether you believe in the Bible or you don't believe in the Bible, it doesn't make a difference. Okay, the Bible has the final word. Always had the final word, all along. It just took somebody to break it down the right way, because a lot of these pastors ain't breaking it down the right way. A lot of these other religious leaders ain't breaking the Bible down the right way. The Catholic clergy, man, that's molesting children, ain't breaking it down the right way. So it only takes the right men to do that job, and we're the prophets. Okay, we're the prophets of the Lord to break this thing down the right way. We're showing you the deal. Okay, we didn't have to go to the so-called white man's institutions to understand his Bible. It didn't have to take that. The Spirit of the Lord dealt with the prophets of the ancient times, and as well as he's dealing with them now to understand these things. Go on.
Yeah, that's it.
And you know, too, and speaking of university, we've dealt with all kinds of people from university. And what we found out is that they don't know a damn thing about the Bible. The Harriet is, we haven't even went to university to understand this Bible, and yet we understand it in its totality. Okay? How about that? Go on.
Isaiah chapter 34. Let me start from the top, verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear.
Right, come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken.
Ye people, let the earth hear.
Yeah.
And all that is therein, the world and all the things that come forth of it.
Yeah.
For the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations.
Right, the indignation is upon all nations. So let's look at the term indignation. The term indignation means righteous anger. God's righteous judgment or anger. Okay? That's what that means. And it makes sense for that to occur because in this society as we have it, on earth as we have it, we have all kinds of wickedness that's being promoted all over the place, man. Like gender changing. Alright, homosexuality, this sexuality, that sexuality. Okay, instead of everything being exactly how the Most High made it, everything's now been changed around. So the Lord is obviously going to come down angry and mad. Come on now, go on.
For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies.
Right, so it's just that the Most High has fury. I thought the Lord never had no fury. I thought the Lord was all love. I thought he couldn't, I thought he had no emotion. Yeah. You finding out that he does have emotions. If we can have emotion and we're lower grades of beings, alright, according to him, or should I say according to reality, because we're nothing in the eyes of the Most High. We're nothing but, maggots in the eyes of the Most High. So you mean to tell me we can get angry and mad, but he can't? Come on, man. That don't make no sense. Go on, bro.
He has utterly destroyed them. He has delivered them to the slaughter.
Right, he has utterly destroyed them and he has brought them to the slaughter. And that slaughter is going to be by that nuclear war. Because the indignation that he has for all of the nations, it all goes back because most of the other nations enslaved our people, the nation of Israel, at one particular point in time. So the Most High is going to conjure up this war just so he can plead for our cause. That's what this whole thing is about, man. But a lot of you don't even know why you're going into World War III, but we know that as well. Go on.
Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses.
Right, and that's what's going to happen. That's the future. The future is that you're going to have a lot of military men from each and every country that's going to get involved in this war, and everybody's going to be the big loser. Everyone's going to lose gigantically. Russia's not going to win. America's not going to win. China's not going to win. All right? Korea, North or South Korea, all of these nations are not going to win. They all going to be sore losers, man. The only winner in the midst of this program is going to be the Lord, Yahweh Shah. And then in the midst of that, what you're going to have is you're going to have a lot of the civilians, they're going to be put to death too. Including these scoffers and these scorners, and all of these men that want to rise up against us, and these women that want to rise up against us, they're going to be brought before the soil too. Now, you may think in your mind, how come you saying that everybody's going to be destroyed? You'll be destroyed too. No, because it tells you in the scriptures that you're going to have some of the men that shall still be standing here that shall not taste of death until they see until they see the coming of the Son of Man. Give me that Mark 9:1. Because what the Lord is going to do, hold on, bro. Because what the Lord is going to do, the Lord is going to save the believers. The Lord is going to save those that believe in his name, and the ones that disbelieved in his name and that thought scorn of his men, they're going to be put down. They're going to be destroyed. All right, so give me Mark 9:1, Baba Pusha.
This is Mark 9, verse 1. And he said unto them, verily I say unto you, that there be some of them that stand here, right, shall not taste of death.
Right, so there's going to be some men that shall be standing there that shall not taste of death. And I'm even going to go as far as saying this, because I got to be real too. Not every soul is going to die in this nuclear war. You're going to have a large depopulation that's going to occur. Obviously, yeah, you're going to have that. But you're still going to have certain souls roaming around doing what they do on the earth. But yet you're going to have a large portion of people that's going to die out. Because you need a clean slate anyway. People are too bugged out their mind to be on this planet anyway. So they all got to go. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm with Prince Philip on one thing though. Because Prince Philip is with the depopulation program. And I'm with that. Because when you're dealing with the average Jew out here, they're just idiots, man. They're just maggots. I have to just call it for what it is, but from a wise man point of view, these people don't know shit, man. They're idiots. Okay? All they know how to do is to destroy themselves and to convince you otherwise. That's all they know how to do. So
That could be a precept what he just said. What he was just saying there. 2 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 51.
yeah.
Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep,
Right.
but we shall all be changed.
Right.
In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye,
Right.
at the last trump,
Uh-huh.
for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we
Yeah.
shall be changed.
Yes, you're gonna have some brothers that are gonna be raised up. Not every brother's gonna die in this truth. Okay, you're gonna have certain brothers that are gonna be more than Yahweh Shai. But you're gonna have certain men that's gonna be changed from, mortality to immortality. So you're gonna see a lot of miracles happening in the midst of the earth. Alright? Everything's gonna happen all at one given moment. You're gonna have this war, and you're gonna have the Lord, he's gonna come in the midst. And then you're also gonna have the changing of mankind, the Israelite man. Okay, so read what you got, brother.
So look at it.
Okay. Yeah, so read that.
For this corruptible must put on incorruption,
Yeah.
and this mortal must put on immortality.
Right, and this mortal must put on immortality. So you're gonna have certain believers that are gonna receive that particular change. Okay, instead of being in the flesh, they're gonna be, incorruptible. So yeah, the future's not all that bad for us, the believers, but for the unbelievers, it's really bleak. So this is why I want us to believe, man. I want us to come and join the realms of the Lord. Because if you don't join the Lord and you don't take heed, all you're going to do is meet your demise and your own destruction. And not everybody can join the Lord. A lot of you so-called Europeans out there, you can't join this, man. It's in the Bible already that you can't repent. You're the only nation of people that can't repent. So I'm not talking to everybody. I'm talking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians that can repent. And those of you guys that go back to the so-called Native American Indians and the so-called Negroes and Latinos. Alright, if you don't go back to these people, then oh well, man, just call it a day.
So when this corruptible shall have put on corruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality,
Yeah.
then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written.
Right.
Death is swallowed up in victory.
Right, death is swallowed up in victory. So that's just the whole thing. Death is going to be swallowed up in victory. This whole entire life and its existence is going to be swallowed up. This existence and everything in it represents death. Okay, this whole entire system and its existence represents death. That's all it does. All people are doing are the things that is going to lead to their death. Smoking cigarettes, accepting foul behavior, okay? All kind of wickedness that's being promoted on the media, the TV. There's no righteousness in this world, man. So so what's going to happen is the Lord is going to raise the earth up back in its pure state, and he's going to use the elect men that he's changed to do that job. Go on.
2 Corinthians 5 verse 1. For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of the Most High.
Right, we have a building of the Most High, meaning those bodies, those different bodies that we're going to need. Okay, we're not going to get into the kingdom of heaven the way we look. Okay, we're going to get into the kingdom of a change. There's going to be a change, all right? And the men that's going to get into the kingdom are those that believe in his name. The ones that come before the prophets and accept what they're saying and follow their body. All right, and we're not forcing people to come and believe. The Spirit of the Lord gotta have you make that decision. You know, that's all it takes. Go on.
And a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens.
Right, eternal in the heavens. That's them bodies. We're gonna live for eternity. Like when you go back to the book of Genesis, and you read about how certain men almost live to 1,000 years old, we're gonna live more than that because we're gonna have the mortal flesh, the immortal flesh. Excuse me. Okay, so all of the things that is uncomprehendable to your carnal mind is gonna happen. right? And it's only going to happen to those that believe, and then obviously the rest of the nation of Israel are going to experience the goodly things of the kingdom. Okay, go on.
For in this we groan, earnestly desiring to be clothed upon with our house, which is from heaven.
Yeah, read on.
If so be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked. For we that are in this tabernacle do groan, being burdened, not for that we would be unclothed, but clothed upon, that mortality might be swallowed up of life.
Right, that death may be swallowed up of life. So instead of living in an existence of death, we're going to be living in the existence of life. Because everybody like to say, well, I'm just trying to live my life. You don't know what life is. This existence is not life. Should I break it? Do I have to break it down to you? For one, inside these stores that we have to depend on, the food is defiled. The stuff that you watch on TV leads you to be defiled. Okay, you got people all around that has psychological issues, possessed by demons. Let me just put it that way. Okay, and then you have people that accept all manner of violence, and they promoting it. Okay, you got all kinds of parties. You got slut parties, groups that come together and protest. Okay, and then you got sodomites that get together and protest. And then you gotta correspond with that way of life. So everybody's under the trance of death, not life. Why? Because society or the rulers that be perpetuate that way, that standard to the people. So when people say they're living life, they're not living on life, they're living death. So let's read that again. And then you got these women out here, they sleeping around with all kinds of men too, bringing about all kinds of sperm cells in their body, man, that they can't get out of their body. Okay, they going from man to man and all of that kind of stuff, man. And every man knows exactly how their bosom looks, knows exactly how their vagina feels. I have to come raw. Okay, so this ain't no life, man. This is death out here. Everything out here is tainted, poisoned, and destroyed. The only beings that are not being completely destroyed are the believers, the men of the Lord. Okay.
Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 20.
Oh yeah, hold on, brother. You got some. He was waiting for a
Psalms 39, verse 4. Lord, make me to know mine end, and the measure of my days, what it is, that I may know how frail I am.
Right, that I may know how frail I am. Because we're frail down here as well. You know, we're not strong as we think we are.
Right.
We're frail. And that's why we need, we need that resurrection. We need to be revived, man. And the we that I'm talking about, I'm not talking about the nation, I'm talking about the believers. Those that believe in the doctrine. Because we understand what condition we're in. A lot of these people don't understand the damage. Okay? All they understand is pride. But we understand that we're weak and we need help out here, man. Because we're paying attention to our condition. And it's not looking too good. So let's read that verse again. As in all in the ancient prophets of old, they always knew that they needed the Most High because they were in the flesh. So if you're truly a man of the Lord, you're not going to be all proud and all arrogant, you know, and trying to do things that are not reasonable, trying to do what you want to do. Okay, you're going to understand that the Lord is the one that provides that increase, man. Okay, that's what you're going to understand. Go on.
It says, Lord, make me to know mine end and the measure of my days.
Right, in the measure of my days. Go on.